Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video day, and today the New York Knicks beat the Indiana Pacers 121-117 in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. This was a great game. This was a great start up to the series. And look, I said this in my series preview, series predictions, that the Pacers were going to have trouble defensively in this series, and you could see it early on. And not early on, because actually the Pacers didn't do that bad in the first half. I thought for a bad defensive team, poor defensive team, giving up only 49 points in the first half. Great defense, but they played poor defense in the second half, and I think that's going to be their weakness throughout this series, giving up 33 points in the third quarter and 39 in the fourth quarter. Yes, the Pacers are able to match that with 117 points. They moved the ball well. They play really good as a team. Shoot really well from three, shot 38%. They had a total of 6 players in double figures. I've said it. I said it in my series preview yesterday. The Pacers are going to dominate in this series when it comes to bench points. Just number one, because the fact that the Knicks don't have as much as players coming off the bench, and not only coming off the bench, but playing as much off the bench. So that but the Pacers have such a big bench and such a cool, I don't even know how to describe it, because their bench, what they get from some of these guys, I mean, T.J. McConnell, 22 minutes, 18 points. Obi Toppin, 19 minutes, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He came in against his former team and was going crazy in that third quarter. And I think some Pacers fans were a little upset that those two guys were not in the closing out minutes. But I got to say, I mean, I look at two of the guys that would have been out of the game. If those two guys were in the game, Andrew Nembhard and Aaron Nesmith, those two guys were playing a good game too. 12 points for Nesmith and 6 rebounds with 3 assists in 31 minutes. Nembhard played 29 minutes, had 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. It's not as good as Toppin and McConnell were, but at the same time, they were doing a good job too. And those, I think those were the two guys that would have been in the lineup, the closing lineup for this Pacers team. Those are the two guys, Nembhard and Nesmith, who would have been out of the closing lineup if Toppin and McConnell were in. And those are two guys who had a good game, and I think that's a tough coaching decision if you are Rick Carlisle. But I think one thing I look at is Tyrese Halliburton has to be better in this series. He had a good defensive performance with 4 steals, but 6 points and 8 assists is not going to get you a series win. If he continues to play like that, I don't even know if they will get a win in this series. They need Tyrese Halliburton to be better. Number one, he wasn't shooting the ball enough. He only took 6 field goals. It's 2 for 6. So we can't say he had a terrible shooting night. He just didn't do enough offensively when it came to shooting the ball. 2 for 5 from 3. So I think the Pacers need more from Tyrese Halliburton. Now I want to get to the Knicks, because Jalen Brunson was terrific yet again. 43 points. That is his, I think, now 3rd straight game with 40 points in the playoffs, going back to Game 5 and Game 6 of the Philadelphia series, and now Game 1. 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 14 for 26, 1 for 4 from 3, 14 for 14 at the free throw line. Him and Anthony Edwards, who we saw last night in the doubleheader, have been the biggest names of the postseason so far. 25 points for Dante DiVincenzo. The impressive part about Dante is he was terrible in this first half, only 4 points, but he puts up 21 points in the second half. He was a big part of this second half comeback for the New York Knicks. 10 for 17, 5 for 9 from 3, and 24 points and 13 rebounds and 8 assists for Josh Hart with 3 steals and 1 block. He was huge for this Knicks team in their win last night. They also had other guys in double figures with 13 apiece for Isaiah Hartenstein and OG Anunoby. Anunoby had 9 rebounds, 2 steals, 4 assists, and 5 for 14, 3 for 7 from 3. While Isaiah Hartenstein, I want to go over how big Isaiah Hartenstein was in this game, because not only was he good with 13, 6, and 4, but he hit this incredible half-court 50-foot shot at the end of halftime to cut the Knicks deficit. The Knicks were down 55-46. He hits that shot, and then it's 55-49 going into halftime. If Hartenstein doesn't make that shot, the Knicks only win by 1 point, which it's still a Knicks win, right? But the Pacers had the ball last in this ball game, and if the Pacers had the ball last in this ball game, they had the ball down 1 point. They had the ball down 1 point instead of being down, having the ball down 4 points. So the last possession they just turned the ball over. The Knicks got the basketball back. That's not going to happen if you are if you're down one. So Pacers would have had a real shot in this game if Hardenstein doesn't take that 50-foot heave. And I applaud Hardenstein for taking that shot because and Charles and Shaq and that group on Inside the NBA was talking about at halftime. Some players are lazy nowadays. They don't take those half court shots because they don't want to f up their field goal percentage or their numbers. And we have seen some of those we still see players take those half court shots like that, but not as much as they used to be taken. And I think Isaiah Hardenstein, if he doesn't take that shot last night, the Pacers very well might have won this ball game. Because I think that might have also been a big energy booster for this Knicks team as well, going into the second half. Getting a big shot like that to go your way going into the second half, that's a huge energy booster. So Hardenstein played a big role in this win for the Knicks. Let me know your thoughts. Also, Pacers, let me go over their scoring real quick. 23 for Miles Turner. He led them in scoring. They had 30 points off the bench between Toppin and McConnell. McConnell had 18. He was huge for this Pacers bench last night. 8 for both Isaiah Jackson and Ben Shepherd, the rookie, who played 18 minutes. 6 points for Tyrese Halliburton was terrible. Nembhard had 11 and 4. Nesmith had 12. Siakam had 19, 6, and 5 with 1 steal. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out.